Hey, y'all. Whoa. I just knocked y'all silly. Sorry. Sorry. How's everybody doing? Well, this is me with no hairspray. What about y'all? I have to be honest with you. Yesterday I went to an event where I not only did use hairspray, I did use salt. Because I cooked for the event. It was potato salad. Now, y'all, potato salad must have salt. Anyway, so I'm fixing to do my eye makeup. You guys, this is sad. This is truly sad. I forgot the eye palette. Ah! I have Michelle Phan in the drawer. Y'all, Michelle Phan has come through for me on more than one occasion. This, remember I always show y'all this powder. And it's a very, I don't want to say drying, because it's, I wouldn't call it moisturizing, but it's not drying. And I have a little something on it, and I just use spit right in front of you to get it off. What you don't see is I'm probably fixing to use the edge of my shirt to wipe. Anyway, powder. Y'all seen it before. These nice wide mirrors. I'm trying not to mirror you. This is in Bare number 4. And it's called Love Me For Me. Flawless Finish Powder Compact. Now, Love Me For Me implies me as I am. This is not me as I am. Maybe it means it's close to as I am. Anyway. I also keep this handy in the drawer. And this is her little, you know, I got the Life palette. I keep saying I'm going to do this. I'm going to do a tutorial from the Michelle Phan Life palette. Ha 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 ha. When I laugh like that, it lets them know it's okay to play. They're playing. That's what that little F was. Okay. Alright, so, nothing on the back because you take from your big Life palette that you get. It's got 4 quadrants, and you pick a quadrant for the day, and you go ahead and load your little one. That's your little purse one, and it has everything. It has a blush, it has a lipstick and a lip gloss, and it has eyeshadows. So we're going to use these eyeshadows. Do I have brushes? Hello, I'm a brush girl. Where's my brushes? We'll take these. I got brushes everywhere. What are you talking about? Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do my eyes. I can't believe I forgot my shadows. What was up with that? Alright, so I'm going to use this, obviously I like to use a very white color right under my brow. And then I will use the color underneath that to kind of blend, but right under the brow I like to use a very bright white. Sometimes I use more of it than others. It just depends. So I'm going to go with this next shade down. And you guys, you can pick from any palette that you have. You'll always have a frosted or matte white. It depends on which kind you like. And then there's always this blender color that's kind of this neutral in between. It's usually like a caramel or a sand or a tan or just something. And that's for right below that. You just kind of brush and then kind of pat that on. And what that does is blend that bright white with whatever the next color is that you're doing. And you can go all the way down into the crease depending on that color. I like to go a little darker in the crease. But I do like to have kind of a blended color right before it. Okay, so that's that. Now let me get, looks like a large fluffy, wow. A lot of powder just came out of this. By the way, this is the Jessup brush line. I'm wondering what it was I actually came on here to tell you guys. I do not remember. Except, hi, how you doing? And I am not going to tap that back off in this particular palette. Anyway, I'm using this next darker color down, and it looks like we're doing some gray tones. So now I am going into the crease. I usually start off on this outer area because that's where you put down the most color. And I go from top down in the crease, and then I blend back over it like that to make it more subtle. I just like to pack it on in small strokes is why I do that. Listen to me sounding like a professional makeup artist. Small strokes, and I come straight down from the front of the brow and just kind of make sure that's blended in, because you don't want a line. A lot of people have a line right there, and that's what I just kind of dust through right there. If I want to do more, I will do a little more. And again, blend it. Alright, and now I'm going to look for a little bit more concentrated brush. So I'm going to take this small tapered blending brush. That's not what I want. Tapered blending. Well, I wonder what's the difference in these two. It's not that much smaller. Actually, it looks almost identical. Almost. I do see the difference. I'm going to use that for a crease. Because I don't see a crease brush. Bria's shown up. Can you tell? She's barking for me to kick the ball. Alright, so I've got a gray and a kind of brown that I can move to here. You know, I think I always do browns. And I'm going to again. Yeah, I was fixing to do gray. Almost did gray, but I didn't. And I'm going to mainly do this outer. I'm going to actually kind of go over where I just was, only I'm a little lower. And I'm going to dust out the crease with that brownish color. And then, yes, I'm going to come in with that gray. Why? Because we have to try new things. So I'm going to just come right over where I just was. And just to kind of darken that up and give it some depth. See, I'm getting more depthy. I can tell this is going to be a twofer. Anyway, and now I'm going to use that gray. And I'm going to kind of roll this brush like this because I'm going to truly use this as intended. And I'm going to roll this in the crease. Alright. I'm going to tap that off really good though. Does that sound like SOS? Do y'all even know what SOS is? I don't. I don't know what it stands for. Security Operations Surplus? I don't know. But it's what they use to communicate. I know, in one of the wars. World War II, I guess. Alright, notice I'm not fluffing around on this very much. I'm kind of keeping it tight in the crease like I really should be looking up to really keep that color in the crease. Because it kind of grabs the brush when you do that. And then I'm going to roll it a little bit on the outer area. And by rolling it, for whatever reason, it really deposits more color. Maybe you're cleaning the brush with your eyelid. Or eye crease. On an island. I think each tab spelled out a different letter. Or maybe they were phrases. I think it was a whole nother language, actually. It was a SOS code. And so you had to know it to know the code. And maybe they changed it up so that the enemy wouldn't know what they were doing. I don't know why I'm talking about SOS. I guess because I'm tapping. Am I having a conversation with myself by myself? But wait, you're here. Or you will be here. I'm going to kind of almost look like I winged that out. I'm going to roll it, and then blend out the roll. You don't want a big little wad back there. You don't want a big little wad. Alright, now what do I got? What do I got? Okay, I can use one of these kind of liners, which I would only use with, I would typically only use that with a cream liner pot. So I want something else. What other little brushes do we have in here? There's little dog hairs on all of these. Because dog hairs are my life. Ah, there, that'll work. What's that say? Flat definer. I'm fixing a flat define. I'm going to flat define this. Yeah, that kind of got all over everything. These are very powdery. As opposed to creamy. Okay, so I'm going into this right here, and this can be used clearly as a liner color. You could use it for brow. You could use it for under the lash line, which is what I'm going to do, or behind the, on the lower line. And you can also use it behind the lash line for, I'm just going to drag that. Now, some people would stamp that like this. I like to drag it. See, it's very subtle. Very subtle. Now you can make it, get a pencil brush, which I don't actually see a pencil brush in this collection. And use a little softer color, or depending on if you're rock and roller or you're going out or whatever, and do a much wider line. But I just want this to almost be like a soft liner is why I'm doing this. And I will stamp it. Stamping just means you kind of just touch it on like this on my upper line, because I do have a liner already done, and I'm just going to soften that with this color. Matter of fact, I can barely see that liner. It was It was a drugstore liner. I don't remember the brand right now. I think it was Rimmel. And it didn't even stay on that long. Well, no, there it is. It's just covered up with the dark shadow. Dark shadows. Ooh, ooh, ooh. And you also can kind of stamp up your brow a little. Be careful though, with whatever color you use underneath, it's usually a lot darker, and you don't want to come up with like incredibly dark brows. Or you could have incredibly dark brows. It just depends on what you like. Who am I to tell you? And then this little kit also did come with a lip brush. Looky there. These are lip brushes, just so you guys know. I remember one time I saw these, I was like, why is this one the only one that's got a little cover? It's because it's a lip brush, because they get gooey and icky. And I am going to add some lip gloss, because I already have on lipstick. I'm going to add some gloss. Just a little. Just a little bit. Just a little bit of your gloss for me. I don't see really bad fallout. This was a pretty good situation here. So again, this is It, It Cosmetics. Well, It got a plug, even though it's not it. Oh, also, whenever you use a lip gloss, I highly recommend you use one of your makeup wipes, which I don't have handy, so I'm just going to do this real good with a Kleenex, but get your as much of it back off as you can, because these get really gross. So make sure you clean. If you use a lip brush, which a lot of people do because they want to protect their lipstick, so they dab into it. But one of the things that you do, I would say you need to do it every single time. Matter of fact, I may do this, even though my cleaner's in there. Because you see, when you close this and put this back down in there to protect the brush shape, oh, that's